Thank you, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, friends. I feel like it's old home week being back here with all of you, and I'm delighted to be here to be presenting Live Your Passion, which is something that I intend to do even more daily. And tonight, what I'm going to do is, well, first, let me ask you a question. How many of you know what your purpose in life is? Okay, a few of you. How many feel like you live your passion every day? How would you like to know a little better how to maybe step into that? And keep your hands up, those of you that live your passion every day. Look around the room, everybody. There are some people you can look to after this presentation, because this is 5 to 7 minutes. Those people can help you with this project. So what we're going to do tonight is talk about this, because really, what is life for if it isn't about living your passion and doing what you're here on the planet to do in the first place? How many people do you know that just live their lives day to day, week to week, to make the money, to pay their bills, and at the end of it all, they look back and think, what was all that for? So tonight, we're going to look at 3 different ways you can find out what your passion is, or maybe even refresh it if you already know, because these are fun things to do. First, there's a passion test. There's a free one I'm going to tell you about. You can go online and in a few minutes, hone down what it is that your passion is. Also, I'm going to talk you through a way to do an interview with yourself as if you're 100 years old. And there's a newscaster actually doing an interview of you. And the third thing is writing your eulogy. Now, I'm not saying have your eulogy in fashion where you'd have to die first. I'm saying write your eulogy. It's really illuminating when you do these 3 things. So the first one is the passion test. There are all kinds of them that you can pay for. But in my book, why pay for something if you can get it for free? Right? Now, it's free in the form of the money, but it's not free in the form of your time. It takes some time to do it. I want you to read this carefully. It's ilivethelifeilove.com. There's 30 narrated questions on there, and there's also a free ebook on living your passion. It's a wonderful process. By the time you get through that, you will have narrowed down and help you find your passion even more effectively. As far as the 100th birthday interview is concerned, how many of you know Barbara Walters? Or Dan Rather, or some other newscaster? What you do with this is you imagine you're sitting at your 100th birthday with that newscaster, and you're talking about what you're most proud of achieving. It could be anything. It could be having raised your children so that they go on to live a life better than yours. It could be illuminating people's eyes about human trafficking. It could be helping people with immigration rights. It could be anything. Everyone's passion is personal to them. But sit down and think about what you want to say on your 100th birthday. What is important for you to leave behind? What kind of legacy do you want to leave? And be in a quiet place. And try to allow stream of consciousness, no editing, just brainstorming with yourself. And you will be surprised at the end of that time period what you come up with. The third method is writing your eulogy. This is a little different than the interview, because in this perspective, you're going to find out what you want other people to say about you. It's completely different sometimes than what you'll say about yourself. And who do you want to be at your funeral? Commemorating you, celebrating you and your life. Wow. And then what legacy do you want to leave behind? What do you want people to remember about you? This is a very important step. It may take a little more time and a little more thought than the other 2, but it's really, really worth it. Because Jim Rohn, one of my mentors in life who died a few years ago and had many people commemorating him, said, if you don't design your life plan, chances are you'll fall into somebody else's plan, and guess what they have planned for you? Not much. If you have never listened to Jim Rohn, I highly recommend it. A lot of free stuff online. He's amazing. So your eulogy is the third one. And another one of the great minds of yesteryears, Mark Twain, agreed. The 2 most important days in your life are the day you're born and the day you find out why. Pretty profound. Haven't found out why yet, or if you think you have and you want to refresh it, there are ways you can find out. Go do a passion test. It's a whole lot of fun. You can do it with your spouse or with a friend, and you might be surprised. You might refresh a dream that you had as a child that you haven't given much thought to lately because you got caught up in your life. But when you step back and think about it, what is your life about? Why are you here? Find out and live that. Oops, sorry. The 100th birthday interview. So that one's a very cool one. What do you want to say when you're 100? I think most of us in this room are going to live to 100 and beyond because technology and life is lasting so much longer. Technology is supporting us. And your eulogy. So what do you want people to say about you when you die? What legacy do you want to leave? And I'm asking you right now, as a call to action, to live your passion, because then you'll live your dream. You'll refresh that dream you had when you were a child maybe, or a new one that you just discovered that you haven't found a way to do it. Because the truth is, if you step into your passion, the world, God, the universe, all manners of things will step into your path to make it happen. I wish you a life full of passion. And a Toastmaster.